Okay, so I got this guy was live streaming last night, Mr. Thompson, and I'm like, oh boy. So I clicked. And so I got into the chat, and there's a fellow in there by the name of Mr. Winslow. And I think he's this guy's new buddy. He's your new buddy. And so he's saying some things in the chat like, oh, hang on, let me show you. Right here. So he's being asked, like, he believes everybody goes to heaven. And he says, yes, we're all predestined for glory. Friends, chillax. Is in this guy's chat. And so I was asking this guy earlier in the chat, so where does Mr. Thompson go to church? And of course they give us the answer, what's a church? I'm like, church, like church at Ephesus. Hello? And finally I got an straight answer out of him. Well, no, Mr. Winslow here goes, this is his church. He preaches from home. His congregation's on the internet. I'm like, okay, finally. Thank you. So this is his church. And he preaches from his home, and these are his congregation. Now, so I asked Mr. Thompson, well, do you believe the same thing as the guy here in your church? This preaching in your church that everybody's going to heaven? Well, let me show you his answer. So, Seraphim, that's Mr. Winslow, and I have different perspectives on great many things. The reason I like having certain people around is because their perspectives are different than mine, not because it's the same. I do not follow the ideological possession model. As if I'm supposed to know what that is. Of only surrounding myself with ones I agree. The more non-paradigmatic perspectives, the better. I mean, yeah, buddy. You need some of that paradigmatic perspective. So I just asked you, do you believe like Mr. Winslow, everyone goes to heaven? There's no hell. Well, does that mean yes or no? I take it as a no, I guess. So I'm asking the man. So last night, they're telling me in the chat, which is your church. Mr. Winslow said this is your church. And Mr. Winslow is in your church preaching everyone's going to go to heaven. Do you think Paul would like somebody in his church, let somebody in his church and preach that? Well, here's his answer. He rolls his eyes with a little emoji. I also asked him if he was still King James only, which he used to be. He rolls his eyes with an emoji. I'm like, is that beneath you to answer me that or something? Look, man. Dude. What are you doing? You got a guy in your church who's a philosophy man preaching everybody's going to heaven. And you're like, that's good. That's good. What's wrong with you, man? I mean, wait, what don't I know? Why don't you answer me? Huh? So, for all you sheep that happen to run across this guy, and he's got people preaching everybody's going to heaven, don't attend his church. That's not good. Don't let this stuff tickle your ear. So, hey, fair warning. These guys are out there. Don't listen.